in every unit of volume. That is what we call as density. So equation must be dimensionally consistent. Thus, if the dimension of the left-hand side of an equation is length, the dimension of the right-hand side must also be length. Otherwise, the equation is incorrect. Ibig sabihin, if we are solving, we should always have the same dimensions. Even when you had your physics, when you had your chemistry, when you had your high school physics, because we on our stage when we are daycare or nursery, we already had fluid dynamics, we already teach physics. Yeah, we're advanced. Okay, so we have here the engineering units. So physical quantities are measured using a wide variety of unit system, and the most common system includes, we have three. So the three common system of units, we have the empirical or English unit. The English unit was obtained way back, I think it's uh, 16th century in England. Okay, so in England, they are only measuring through their body. Okay? For example, they measure foot, they use their own foot. They measure a span, they use their gumagamit ng isang dipa, gamit ng kamay. They measure a certain height, gumagamit ng ganyan, yung ano tawag dito? Isang dangkal. They measure something in thickness, they use the thickness of their thumb. So ganun yung naging measurement dati. Pero but the people around England get confused because there are people that having larger hands, larger body parts, having inconsistent measurements. So they decided to have a standard measurement for the England. So what they have done, they asked the king to provide them naghang. Naghang yung English. To provide them a centralized measurement. So they obtain the size of the foot of the king. And that is now what we call as 1 foot or one ruler, which is equal to 12 inches. And where does inches came from? The inches came from the thickness of the thumb of the king. 1 span is equal to 9 inches. 9 inches. One span is equal to 9 inches, which is equal to the hand size of the king. So English system is based from the body components and measurement of the king way back on the 16th century in England. Okay, the next one is what we called as our centimeter gram second, or just a sub system from what we called as our metric system. If we say metric system, it is also known as our SI units. So what is SI units, Dwayne? Dwayne, Adrian, what is SI units? What do we mean by SI units? Okay, guys, I would like to reiterate to every one of you, I am allowing you to do anything on my class, even face-to-face or even online. My only request, if I ask you, if I call your name, you answer. Or else, I will mark you absent and I will remove you from the meeting. O di pag face-to-face, I will remove you from the school. Joke lang, joke. All right, Dwayne, what is SI? Because I think SI is already discussed even on your physics. What is under the SI unit?
Sir, yung mga meters po.
Very good. Yun yung ating mga meter, kilogram, second, gram, centimeter. But in English unit, the other counterpart, if it is English unit, so we have the pounds, we have the Fahrenheit, we have the feet, inches. So that is for English unit. While for the SI unit, we have the meter, kilogram, gram, and so on and so forth. But if have you asked yourself, Why do we call it as SI unit, but we call it as the International System of Unit? Why not IS units? It is because of this one. The term SI come from the System International de Units. System International de Units, or the SI unit, is a standardized unit system symbols and quantities. So on Paris, so the scholars, the scientists and mathematicians had a forum or had a convention, and they formed this System International de Units, so that around the world we have a standard unit of measurement or symbols and systems. Okay? So here are what we call as the base unit. The SI system is based on the choice of 7 well-defined units which by conventions are regarded as dimensionally independent. So we have the length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of substance, and luminosity intensity. So let's start with the length. So where do we get the term length or the meter? Where did it came from? So the meter is the length equal to 1,650,763.73 wavelength in vacuum of radiation corresponding to the transition between the levels of 2p10 and 5d5 of the krypton 86 atom. Ibig sabihin, meron po tayong ginawang we create an experimental setup to obtain the metric meter measurement. You don't need to write it down, no? Because I will it's not totally part of your exam, but it should be, you should know this one because it will be beneficial, specifically when someone asks you where that those measurement comes from, no, para hindi na kayo mahirapan. Sasabihin ko rin po, kung nari nagdi-discuss ni si sir, sasabihin ko kung nari sa module natin, itong part na to kasama sa exam. Okay, so that will be easier for you and to deepen or lessen your topics to review as well. Next is kilogram. Kilogram is equal to the mass of international prototype, particular cylinder, platinum iridium alloy, which is preserved in vault at Sèvres, France, of the kilogram. Also, we have here the second. Second is a duration of 9,192,631,770 periods of radiation, corresponding to the transition between the two hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-133 atoms. Also, unit of electric current, ampere. So your ampere, for your electrical engineers, the ampere is a constant current that if maintained in two straight parallel conductors of infinite length of negligible circular cross-section and placed 1 meter apart in vacuum, would produce between those conductors a force equal to 2 times 10 raised to negative 7 Newton per meter length. Unit of temperature, Kelvin. The Kelvin is a fraction of 1 in every 273.16 or 0.15 of the thermodynamic temperature of triple point of water. Then for mole, the number of mole is 0.012 kilogram of every carbon 12. Then we also have the luminosity, or 1 in every 600,000 meters squared of a black body at temperature freezing platinum under a pressure of 101,325 Newton in every meter squared, or Pascal, which is the standard pressure. So we also have here what we call as derived units. The earlier one, that is what we call as primary units or the base units. When we say derived units, this is the combinations of our base units. If you combine two units of length, so length times length, that is our area. And area, that is a derived units. When we have length times length times length, that is 3 lengths or length cube, that is what we call as volume. And volume is a derived unit. Also, when we say mass in every unit of volume, that is density. And that is what we call as derived volume. Derive units. Okay? So we also have here other derived units just like the frequency, force, pressure, energy, power, quantity, electrical potential, capacitance, electrical resistance, conductance, Celsius, luminous, illuminance, dynamic viscosity, moment, surface, power, heat capacity, specific heat, specific energy, and so on and so forth. So for before we proceed with this problem, so let's continue the discussion with your module po. Ano? Let me just connect. So balik naman tayo dito sa module ulit. So that's just an additional information for the system of units. Ayan. Tapos, load tayo ng Viva Max. Huy, hindi sir, maaga pa. Oh, may subscription na, kala nyo ha. Premium to. I'm sorry. Mabis, when we say here in the Philippines, Viva Max, that is equal to Netflix in the that's also our Netflix here. Yeah, Viva Max, yes. All right. So again, we already have the dimensions, the unit. So okay, let us now discuss some of the units here. So let's try discussing about pressure and also temperature. So when we say pressure, that is a derived unit. So let me just erase this. Sir, kahapon kasi isa lang yung nagpasa, tas ngayon bigla naging tatlo sila.
Yung isang girl ano, nagtatrabaho. Diba? Patuloy ba yung sinasabi ninyo nasa car? Dahil nasa car ako at ako'y nakikiusap, kaya itatama. Ganda naman niya, siya nasa car lang habang kayo dalawa yung nakikipag-usap at nakikiusap.
Nepo baby po ata yun.
Yan din ang sinasabi ni Ma'am Donna sa akin. Sabi niya, baka sir yung kailangan malaman yung ikat at sabi nasa car, kaya hindi ako naniniwala.
Yun lang. Alright, so let's discuss about pressure po. So when we say pressure, as we know, pressure is force all over area. But this is not just a simple force, but this is what we call as perpendicular force. But if we are only talking about fluids, then that is what we call as pressure. Pressure is for fluids. Sir, why? When we say force all over area, in terms of solids, this is what we call as stress. Okay? So this is stress. So stress, that is the symbol for our stress is what we call a sigma and also our tau. So we have different types of stress. So we have the mental stress, the body stress. Hoy, iba yun, sir. Di ka nagtithink ng right. Okay. So we have what we call as our compressive stress or compressional stress. We have tensional. We also have torsional. We also have here the bending stress, the shear stress, and the shear stress. So this stress, this force over area, this is used for solids. But when we are talking about fluids, so when you say force over area, the stress for fluid is what we call as our pressure. So going back to the discussion of sir with the baso ng tubig na may lamang tubig, glass of water with water. Now, so each molecules of water is moving. They are constantly bumping with each other and they are constantly looking for surface. Okay, so what will each molecule do? So the molecule will bump here, will bump here, will bump here until they can see some surface where they could release that force from their natural vibration. When each particle is providing force in certain area, that is the force exerted by the fluid on a certain area of the surface, and that is what we call as our pressure. And our pressure, we have what we call as our atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure, and also our absolute pressure. When we say absolute pressure, this is the total pressure or the combination of our atmospheric and our gauge pressure. When we say gauge pressure, so this is the pressure that is obtained through our pressure measuring devices. Pressure measuring devices. Our pressuring measuring devices here is what we call our manometer. So we have what we call as our open and closed manometer and also our barometer. But barometer is used for atmospheric pressure, so only manometer. So if you check, for example, if you check, Dwayne, are you there? Dwayne,
Yes po.
meron ba dyan sa office na ano, yung pang blood pressure? Yung merong, di kami pang blood pressure tayo dyan.
Yes po.
Pwede mong kuhanin, papakita lang natin sa kanila.
Hanapin ko lang.
Okay. So, an example for our gauge pressure is yung blood pressure natin, yung pang blood pressure. Alam niyo po ba yung pang blood pressure? Do you know the one that we use to get the blood pressure? So, on other times, so this is the hand. That's a hand. Don't you? Okay, that's a hand. So, we put here our yung nilalagyan ng pressure, tapos dito may nakakonekta. Then, to check for the pressure inside our veins, no, naglalagay tayo nung ganong bilog. Do you see that bilog na may ganyan, 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 ganyan? Tapos dito ay mayroong arrow. Do you see that one? This is what we call as our gauge pressure. So the reading from this manometer or this material, that is what we call as our gauge pressure. But also, okay, do you see what Dwayne is holding right now? So let me pin you Dwayne on our screen for everyone. Dwayne, show it to them. Okay, pa-screenshot po. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Screenshot. Code po natin. BP. Okay. Okay na po ba? First, ano po tayo? First buyer po. Payment first. So if you... Oh, mine. If you have a digital manometer like this or digital blood pressure measuring device, so the pressure being read on the screen of this digital screen, that is what we call as our gauge pressure. Yung pag may lumabas na number dyan, yun yung tinatawag nating gauge pressure. Okay? So gauge pressure is obtained through using our manometers or our pressure measuring devices. But also there is also a way on obtaining our pressure gauge using our formula rho GH. And rho GH just came from force over area. Force is equal to mass multiply to gravitational pull. Then let's derive gauge pressure from force over area derivation. Let's just prove that this is just from force over area. So if force is mass multiplied to gravitational pull, so I have here mass times gravitational pull all over area. Okay? But I also know that density is equal to mass all over volume and mass is equal to density all density multiplied to volume. Correct? So density multiplied to volume is also equal to mass. Substituting, we have density multiplied to volume, multiplied to gravitational pull, multiplied to our area. Volume, what is the unit of volume? That is unit length cube. Am I correct? That is unit length cube. While area, that is unit length squared. Therefore, it will be cancelled out and we will left with a unit length. And what is a unit length in terms of meter, in terms of length, height, or width? So we have density multiply to our gravitational pull, multiply yung natira nating unit length, which we will be using as height. So therefore, pressure comes from force over area equals to rho GH. Okay? So still, pressure is force over area, but here we obtain rho GH, and this is what we call as our gauge pressure. And let's now proceed with the third one, what we called as our atmospheric pressure. When we say atmospheric pressure, so PATM, atmospheric pressure, this is the pressure that is provided by the atmosphere. But how, sir? Well, how, sir? Unlike a TikToker is, kung saan masarap pupunta. Just joking. So let's have this discussion for our atmospheric pressure. So this is my world. Ito ang mundo ko. Uy. Okay. Mavis, my joke here, I explain it English, my joke. No, so you appreciate my joke, Mavis. So my joke, I said, this is my world. So I put it here in English. Yan. So this is my world. You gets the joke? No gets. Okay. Moving on. Okay. All right. So this is our world. But my world is, this is our world. But my world is, okay. So this is our world. Our world, around our world, we have a sea of air. So around our world, we have what we call as sea of air. So this sea of air surrounds our world. Yeah. So this is the sea of air. Is it okay? Is still appreciating? Yan. Ito po yung mundo natin. Sa paligid po ng mundo natin, napapalibutan ng hangin. No, yung hangin na yon, that air is what we call a sea of air. Okay? And just like any fluid, every single air or every set of air is composed of each particles of that fluid or each particles of air. Okay? Then now, earlier I have told you what does each particle of fluid always looking? Ano po ang hinahanap ng particles ng ating fluid? What are they looking? They are looking for surface. Okay? So the particles, they bump to each other up until they see a surface. And which surface do we see? Which surface do they see? The surface we are talking right now is the surface of our world. And the surface of our world is noted to be the sea level. This is our surface. Okay? The sea level. So what will the particles of the air will do? They will now attack or provide the force towards that surface. Okay? So attack. No. Doon ka sa bush, attack. O mag-lord na, attack. Alright. So the force is going towards the surface. And what we felt here on the sea level, that is what we call the atmospheric pressure. And where that atmospheric pressure came from, it is the force exerted by the particles of air in every unit area. And that is our atmospheric pressure. Okay? But, okay, this is our sea level. Sea level. If you could see here, I have stock, no, patong-patong. I have stock, oh, stock, baka mali to, stock, a stock of forces. As I go deeper, habang ibinabaon, the pressure gets larger. Lumalaki ang pressure. Okay? Here, the pressure, the force, the force, the force, the force, the force, sea level. Okay? At this point, what I felt is this one plus this one plus this one plus this one is the summation of all the forces from the top part going to the lower part. So what I felt here is the summation of all the forces. But, however, example, this is a miel. Mm-mm. A miel is a mulawin. No, MC or si Mac is a mulawin. So Mac has wings. Okay? At the sea level, Mac experienced an atmospheric pressure of 101.325 kilopascal. But Mac is a mulawin. Mavis, when we say mulawin in the Philippines, those are the human with the wings of a bird. So they came from ano ang bahay, ano ang tawag sa lugar ng mga Mulawin? They came from Molave or they are living in Molave and they are fighting with Ravenas. But they are helping other times the Encantajas. Okay? So that is in the Philippines. Okay? And one example here is Mac Amiel. Mac Amiel is a Mulawin. And his name is Agilus. Okay. His true name is Agilus. Okay. So now, Mac Amiel fly above on a certain height. And here, Mac Amiel felt, let's say, 80 kilopascal. So the pressure is reduced as we increase our height, and that is also the reason why when you are riding airplane, you hear a ticking sound on your ears. When you fly here in the Philippines, have you experienced that one? Okay, that's why there are also earplugs on the airplane because the pressure is reduced as we go higher above the sea level or the surface of the earth. But if we go deeper, pag ibinaon mo, lalaki ang pressure. But if we, and also, Mac Amiel is also what we call here as Josa. Why? Because if he wants to transform, he can transform. Aside from being bird, Amiel is also a siren. Do you know a siren? The mermaid. Yeah. He's also a mermaid. So when Mac Amiel dive into the depth of the water, when he goes deep into the ocean, the pressure increases. Okay? So linawin po natin na sea level. Okay, clearing. Kapag po tumaas tayo, if we go up to the atmosphere, the pressure reduces. But if we go deeper, the pressure increases. Okay? Are we clear with atmospheric pressure? Okay, we are clear with atmospheric pressure. Thank you, Mac Amiel, for flying and for swimming on the ocean. We appreciated it. So that is our three types of pressure: the absolute pressure, atmospheric pressure, and the gauge pressure. But we also have So atmospheric. Atmospheric pressure is a standard measurement unit also. So we have in every 1 atmosphere or 1 atm. So these are the standard conversions of atmospheric pressure. And every 1 atmosphere, we have 101.325 kilo Pascal. We have 14.7 PSI. We have 760 torr. We also have 760 mmHg. We have 76 centimeter Hg. We have 7.6 meter Hg. We also have 29.92 INHG. Ano po nakalimutan ko? Have I forgot any conversion? Okay, so these are some of the conversion of our pressure. And this is very important, specifically the conversion, because you are going to use a lot of conversion in thermodynamics. Okay? Okay. Parang ang lalim ng pagkakahinga ni Irish eh. Parang yung hangin na inilabas ay kasama yung kahapong hangin. Oo. Parang naisama mo na sa loob si Russell eh. Oh. All right. So we have here also again just making sure it is clear. We have atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure, absolute pressure, but we also have what we call as our vacuum pressure. Vacuum pressure is only negative of the gauge pressure. And again, remember that absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Okay? What if, sir, the problem provides vacuum pressure? Therefore, the formula will be negative gauge plus P ATM. And this is the value of the vacuum. Okay? You will just negate it. You will just use negative sign to identify that it is vacuum. Okay? Question? Question po? Clarificationism? Clarificationism? Alright, if no question, let's have sample problem po. Sample problem. Sample problem. Here, this is conversion. Conversion as well. Conversion as well. Conversion as well. Conversion. Conversion. Here, a weatherman. Okay, I think this one is a good problem. So let's have this one. So your module will be provided next Friday, okay, on our face-to-face meeting. So you may just for now take a screenshot of the problem. So a weatherman carried an aneroid barometer. When we say barometer, barometer is just like a manometer, just like what we have discussed earlier, but this is used to measure atmospheric pressure. Because manometer is used to measure gauge pressure, but when we say barometer, this is used to measure atmospheric pressure. From the ground floor to his office, atop the Sears Tower in Chicago. On the ground level, the barometer reads 30 point. So we have here a building. So at the ground level, our barometer reads 30.150 INHG absolute. P abs. Absolute. Okay? Upside, it reads, at the top, it reads daw po, absolute as well, equal to 28.607 INHG. Assume that the average atmospheric air density, so the standard 0.75 pound force in every feet cube. No, density, I'm sorry. Air density is equal to 0.75 pound in every feet cube. And estimate the height of the building. So we are looking for what is required. We are looking for the height of the building. Okay, so we have here our absolute pressure at the bottom and at the top, and also our density. So assume the average at so P1 minus P2 is equal to P1 minus P2 average. Assume the average of the air density is 0.075. Then let's bit the height of the building. Are we going to have it for the top part or the lower part? On the ground level, top side, it reads, so assume the answer again. Okay, let's try having, so absolute pressure. So absolute pressure will be equal sa at the bottom, here bottom, and here is at the top. So let's have 30.150 INHG minus 28.607 INHG. So we have our uh, absolute pressure, which will be equal to 30.150 minus 28.607 is equal to 1.543. Kaso height ng building ang hinahanap. No. I'm sorry. Let's try getting the
So ngayon, yan, isang chicken cube. Kahit the chicken cube.
H1 minus H2. Okay, let's first try obtaining the H or the height of each pressure. So that will be an easier way of solving this one. Okay, so let's start with the bottom. So P abs at the bottom, what will be the formula for P abs at the bottom? So earlier we talked about the formula to be used. We derive it. We have, so derive natin. We have here rho GH. Okay. Then H1 minus H2 for the height. P bottom is equal to 30.150 INHG na equal din po kay density multiplied to gravitational pull multiplied to our height. Okay, we are looking for our height. We are also provided with our density. So, let's substitute po. Our density is equal to 0.75 pound force, but this is in feet cube. This value is in inches. So this is in feet cube, this is in inches. We need to convert. Converting inches and feet cube. So in every 1 feet, we have 12 inches. But this is in cube, so you need to cube this one and cube this one as well. Simple conversion. Times, so this is our density. Gravitational pull, so for our gravitational pull, we have 32.2. What is the unit of gravitational pull? Feet per second squared. Okay? Feet per second squared, then times the height. So what will be our height? Shift solve lang po yan. So 30.150 alpha equals 0.75 times 3 times 1 all over 12 raised to 3 times 32.2 times alpha x shift solve. Can I hear from John Matthew? John Matthew, what's your answer?
Wait lang po, sir.
Okay. So let me just add another page po.
Ganyan lang ang kaya paano.
Wow, bye-bye, sir.
Ano kayo bang doon na yun?
Okay po. What time are you, ma'am?
Nagkabagan ako ng PSP mo yung pag-Friday. Ikaw, sir, ano oras ka? 30, may grad ako na pinaka-later. Ikaw, sir,
Oh, John Matthew. What is our answer? Uy, pipindutin mo na lang sa calculator yan. Tutuktukan kita, pare. Wala, hindi nakikita. Ano? Anong sagot mo sa calcio? O, i-rewrite ni sir ha dito para hindi ka malito. So, P abs bottom is equal to 30.150 INHG. Ay, INHG ba? Ay, naka-INHG pa pala siya. Iko-convert pa natin, guys. I'm sorry. Kulang pa po ito. May conversion pa po dapat pala dito. Sorry. INHG. Then we also have P abs bottom is equal to rho GH. Therefore, 30.150 INHG times in every 29.92 INHG is equal to, ano gang unit ang naka-pound force? 14.7 pound force in every inches squared, or also known as our PSI, is equal to, the density is 75 pound force in every feet squared, am I correct? Feet cube times in every 1 feet, we have 12 inches cube times the gravitational pull na 32.2 feet in every second squared times our height. Oh. Please solve po. So, what is the value of H? H is equal to?
Ano, di na kaya. Bye po.
Bye-bye. Oh, anyone na lang po. What is the value of H?
44 na.
Olo, pipindutin na lang sa calcio, guys. Oh, pindutin sa calcio. O, sabay-sabay tayo. Oh, you put in your calcio, 30.150. Oh, put in the calcio, 30.150, 30.150 times 14.7 over 29.92 equals, para magkalagay ng equals, alpha calc. Alpha, pipindutin yung alpha, itong alpha, tapos dito sa katabi ay sa baba ay merong calc. O yun ang equals, alpha equals. Then ilagay ito, 75 times 1 all over 12 cube times 32.2 napipindot ka times alpha x. Pipindutin ulit yung alpha sa taas, tapos yung letter x sa ilalim ng scene. Okay. Para makalculate nyo, shift, pindutin yung shift, then calc. Nakuha, hindi. Hindi. Baka naman yan. Dahil lang kuhanin ko lang yung iPhone 16 Pro Max ko. Fully fit. Ako'y magbibideo. Kakukit nyo naman eh. Sa GC ko isesend na, 210 na yun, para maalam. Wala naman sila. Hmm. Okay. So una, pipindutin ang 30. Yan, kita 30.150 times. Hanapin mo yung may symbol na ganyan para sa divide. Yan na, binibidyo ko na din eh, para isesend ko sa messenger. 14.7, ilagay sa ibabaw. Ilagay sa ilalim, 29.92. Para makagawa ng equal, para makagawa ng equals, pindutin yung alpha. Alpha, then yun may equals, so equals. Okay? Then 75 times 1 all over 12. Para magka-cube naman, ito yung merong square sa ibabaw. Yan. Tapos lalagyan mo ng 3. Tapos gilid times 32.2 times para makapag-x tayo, para makapindot ng x, pipindutin mo si alpha, tapos yun, x. Kita x, yun. Pipindutin ito, x. Okay? Para ma-solve mo naman yan, o tingnan ang nakaisar, x, 32.2, 1 all over 12 raised to 3, 75 is equal to, yan, 30, 150, 14.7, 29.92. Pipindutin ngayon ang pipindutin natin ngayon ang shift, pindutin ang shift, then pindutin yung calc. Then pindutin yung equal sign, equal. Then lalabas po dyan yung sagot. The answer is 10.59912. So ang sagot po natin ay 10.59912. Pipindutin natin yan ang yes, Aliza. Nakita yung video ni sir?
Sir, magkaiba po tayo ng calculator. Wala po sa akin nung yung equal po. Yung
Ang hirap.
akong ganun.
Walang calc. O di i-transpose na lang po natin pa. Let us just transpose so that you will not solve. Okay. So transposing for the h, so we have here 30.150 times 14.7 over 29.92. Mali. Transpose na lang natin para hindi kayo mahirapan ha. So this is 75 pound force in every feet cube times 1 feet in every 12 inches cube times 32.2 feet in every second squared all over 30.150 inches Hg times 14.7 pound force in every inches squared all over 29.92. O, siguro ito, kaya na itong i-input sa inyong calculator. O, wala nang ano-ano yan. O, ito lang ang i-input nyo. Ito lang. O, yan. Ito lang i-input. O, input. Mahihirapan pala tayo nito mga idol. Ano pong sagot? Oh, let's go. Kyle.
10.59911648 po.
991648 daw po. And right now, let's identify ano naman pong unit. What unit is left po sa atin o kung anong unit yung gagamitin natin. Si feet cube ay cancel na po. Cancel si feet cube dito. So ang natira dito ay pound force in every inches squared. Then meron tayo ditong pound force in every inches squared. So cancel ito, cancel ito, cancel ito. May natira lang ditong isa. May natira ditong isa. Dahil yung may natira ditong isa, cancel, okay na to. Ito INHG. So this is cancel, cancel. So ang matitira sa atin ay, nasan yung, ba't may kulang? May kulang. INHG. Pressure rho GH. Ba't may fit squared pa? Matitira dito dapat ay fit lang. Ano ang kulang dito? Yes, Mark.
Sir, hindi po babaliktad. Yung 75 po dapat yung nasa baba. Tapos yung 30 yung nasa taas.
75 ang nasa baba po. 'Di ba nandito yung H natin? Ay, oo nga, baliktad tayo. H natin. Nilipat natin. Nasanay kasi ako naka-shift solve, kaya ako dito kapag nililipat-lipat pa. So dapat tama na pala yung sulat ko kanina, o di lagyan na lang po natin ng raised to negative 1. Pag ni-raise nyo po sa negative 1, ba't nag 0.09 guys? Ulit nga si sir, wait lang. Okay na ko kanina eh. Okay, balik lang ako dito ha. Dito na babalik si Sir Yan. So meron tayo ditong 30.15 INHG times in every 1 INHG. Ang INHG is 29.92 raise sa gagawin kong PSI, 14.7 PSI para lahat ay naka-inches na. Alpha equals, alpha equals, so ang matitira sa akin dito, 30.7. So 30.150 INHG times in every 29.92. This is our conversion factor. Meron tayong 14.7 pound force in every inches squared. Equals. Kay density natin, density is 75 pound force in every feet cube. Dahil naka-feet cube tayo, feet cube in every 12 cube, naka-inches cube, times gravitational pull na 32.2 feet per second squared times yung h natin. Rho g h, rho g h, rho g h, density, gravitational pull, h, I and hg. So ang matitira dapat ay meron tayo dito mabubuong pound force. Ay, pound, ano ga to? 75? Pari pound mass. Pound mass. Tapos nakaslab, no? 0. Air density 0.75 pound in every feet cube. Baka maaari pound lang, hindi pound force. Try ko lang. Pound lang. Para pound feet per second squared, so that will be the pound force. So matitira sa atin ay feet. So same pa rin naman. 75 times 1 all over 12 cube times 32.2 times alpha x shifts. O tama naman, idol. Itong sulat ni sir kanina baliktad pero tama po yung ating sagot. Akala ko mali ako eh. Tama po, idol, ang ating sagot. The answer is h is equal to 10.5991168 feet po. So this is our answer po. Okay, then meron pa tayong isang kukuhanin, yung height naman dito sa taas. Yung P absolute dun sa ating taas. So doon naman, naging 28 point, kukuhanin lang natin, 28.607. Papaltan lang po natin itong nasa unahan, 28.607 inches Hg times 14.7 pound force in every inch squared all over 29.92 INHG is equal to 75 pound in every feet cube. Times feet cube in every 12 inches cube times 32.2 feet times h po. Sige, please try that one naman po. Yun, 10 point. 10 point, anong sagot na, idol? Ang answer na, idol, ay 10.05. H natin is 10.05668077 feet po. Okay? So, para ma-identify natin yung height po nung dalawa, so ating pagmaminusin po yung ating dalawa tapos ating i-convert lang into inches. Tama ba ang naging natin process? 1.543 inches. Let's go convert lang sa... Okay, so let's have H total is equal to 10.5991168 minus 10.05668077 feet. is equal to minus 10.59911,648 4.538. Ba't nag-raise sa ano? Okay. Huh? One moment nga po mga idol. May ako'y nalito ng kaunti. Try lang ni sir ha, yung isang way ng solving. Yung unang gagawin sana kanina ni sir. So 30.150, 28.607. 30.150 INHG minus 28.607. 607 INHG is equal to 30.150 minus 28.607. 1.543 INHG times in every 29.92 INHG. Gagawin natin siyang into PSI. 14.7. 1 ATM. Baka dito tayo mali sa conversion. 1 ATM is equal to 14.7 PSI is equal to 29.92 INHG. So in every 1 ATM, 14.7 PSI. Tama naman. Tama ang conversion ko. Tama ang conversion ni sir. Okay, check yun. Is equal to times 14.7 divided by 29.92, 0.75, 0.75, 80915775. Ito ay PSI. Pound force in every inches squared times in every 12 cube 1 feet cube times 12 cube. So 1309.982246 pound force in every feet cube. Next, rho GH lang. Density is 75 pound force in every feet cube times 32.2 feet per second times H is equal to 1309. Rho GH lang naman, 0.075. Ah, Weight density na ang binigay. Okay, sa problem. Sorry po. So wala na dapat tayong 32.2 kasi RA naka-weight density na. Gets. Sorry guys. So for this one po, okay. So liwanagin ko lang yung abot sa tinatawag nating weight density. Okay. Meron tayong tatlong uri po ng density. So si density po natin, yan density. Meron tayong tatlong uri. Tinatawag po nating mass density, at saka yung weight density, at yung isa naman po ay si bulk density. Yeah. Bulk density. Pag sinabi nating mass density, that should be in unit mass in every unit of volume. Pag sinabi nating weight density, that is unit force in every unit of volume. Okay? Pag sinabi naman po nating bulk density, that is, for example, yung mga harina, pagsasama-samahin nyo para makakreate kayo ng bagong volume at yun ang kukuhanan natin ng density. Okay, ang binigay sa atin sa problem, the density daw po or air density ay equal kay pound in every feet cube. Pagdating po natin kay English system, no, kapag po sinabi natin in terms ng mass, ang ginagamit po natin ay slugs. Ito po ang unit mass for English system. Ibig sabihin, pag hiningi sa atin yung ating anong ibig sabihin ko dito? Yung ating pag hiningi sa atin ang density, no? Pag hiningi sa atin ang density, dapat ang hinahanap natin ay naka-unit ng mass. For example, ano po ang density ng water? Pag sa SI unit, that is 1,000 kilogram in every meter cube. This kilogram is unit mass. Pero pag tinanong natin in English system, what is the density of water? Ang tamang sagot po doon is 1.94 slugs in every feet cube. This is the density of water. At ang binigay sa atin, yung ating alam na 62.4, no, yung alam natin, yung 62.4, di kayo laging ginagamit natin, that is found in every feet cube, that is weight density. Kasi po, ito ay naka-pound force. If you want to try, let's try 1.94 times 32.2 feet per second, tsaka po lalabas itong 62.4. Ibig sabihin, doon sa problem, mali tayo or mali si sir, no, na tinukoy natin to bilang weight density, bilang simple density. This is weight density. Okay? Dahil siya po ay weight density, ang magiging formula na lang natin ay ibig sabihin ay ito yung weight density natin or yung fish na tinatawag ni sir ay equal kay density multiplied to gravitational pull. Ibig sabihin, ito pong dalawang to is already equal to 0.75. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-multiply ng 32.2. Yun lang naman ang naging kulang ni sir sa equation. Kaya kanina nagtataka ako nung nagka-cancellation ako, sabi ko, bakit meron pa ako ditong unit ng seconds? Kasi nga, ang problem ang nagsabi na siya po ay naka-pound per volume na po. O sige, isosolve na ni sir ng tuloy-tuloy ito. Sorry for that one. O solve na natin dito. So we have here, rho GH. So this will be equal to, yan. So this is already rho G. Itong dalawang to, itong 0.75, 75 ba o 0.75? Ano bang sabi sa problem? 0.075 din yung nasa yung nasa problem natin. Ang nilagay natin kanina dito sa atin ay 75. Yun ang yan 0.075. 0.075 dapat. Tapos nung nagsosolve na tayo, yan, ito na lang yung natira. Tapos nung inilip, ito po ay, ari po, ay feet squared lang. Sorry. Feet squared, feet squared. So this is in feet divided by 12 ay times 12. Divided by 12. So h is equal to 1455 inches po. Checking. 145 naka-inches pala to. Dahil tayo ay nag-convert na. 1455 feet. Nag-inches tayo dito. Nag-inches tayo dito. Pagdating dito sa solution ni sir, ay nag-inches. Hindi dapat ay feet. Inches. PSI in every inches squared. So dapat di ko na to kinonvert. Para naka-inches squared na. So 0.075. Sige. Dahil feet na yung hinihingi sa atin. Okay, so ulit from the top tayo. So linawin lang natin, meron po tayong 30.150 inches sa ilalim, 28.607 inches HG sa ibabaw. Pinag-minus natin delta P or pwede yung gagawin sana natin kanina na magkahiwalay po natin pagmaminusan na kukuhanin mo na yung H ng isa, kukuhanin yung H ng isa bago paghihiwalayin. Ngayon, pinag-isa na lang po natin. Then nakakuha po tayo ng ating density or total density or change in density na equal kay 1.543 inches Hg. Convert natin into PSI para pag ginamitan natin ng raw GH ay madali yung ating cancellation. Convert into PSI which is pound force in every inches cube of the pound force in every inches squared. Ngayon, yung density natin, tama na 0.075. Yan, tinama na. Pound force in every feet cube times yung ating height na hinahanap is equal to 0.7580915775 pound force in every inches squared. So itong si 0.7580915775 divided by 0.075 is equal to H is equal to 10.1078877. Ay, naka-fit pa to. Sorry. Magkaibang unit guys. Magkaibang unit, kailangan natin magkaroon ng conversion. So times in every, punta na lang tayo ng feet, ng inches. Punta tayong inches. Feet cube in every 1 feet cube, meron tayong 12 cube. So dadagdagan lang po natin to, same unit, times 1 all over 12 cube. Nalito din ako today dahil dun sa 0.075 na yun. So H is equal to 17466.42995 inches. Converting to feet, we have divided by 12, 1455.535829 feet po. And this is our answer. Okay? So malinaw na. So sorry dun sa pagkakamali ni sir. Nasa simula, 0.075, ginawa kong 0.75, tapos nung lumipat ng page, naging 75 na lang. No, so pasensya sa paglipat natin ng pages. Okay? So let's try another one po para mas maging malinaw. Okay, let's have problem number... Okay, question pala muna doon. Question muna doon. Sorry guys, sorry. Question doon? Question? Nagets naman yung part na yan? O sige, let's have this. Problem number 9. Okay. Wala gatong cut para hindi na ako lilipat ng page. Okay. Conversion lang naman po ito. Convert the following readings of pressure to kilopascal, absolute, assuming that the barometer reads 760 millimeter Hg. So 90 centimeter Hg gauge, 40, 108 inches vacuum, and 76 inches gauge. So isa-isa muna tayo para hindi tayo malito. 90 centimeter Hg. Yan na naman, nalipat na naman ako ng page. So given natin, meron daw po tayong barometer, atmospheric pressure, yan, P atmosphere na equal po kay 760 mmHg. mmHg. Sunod, meron po tayong yon 90 centimeter, P gauge naman po natin is equal to 90 centimeter Hg. Okay? Sinulat ni Sir kanina ang conversion in every 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 mm Hg. Equal din po siya kay 76 cm Hg. Okay? Then, ang sinahanap sa atin, ang required po, ay P absolute. Ano nga po bang formula natin ng P absolute kanina? Formula ng P absolute is P gauge plus PATM. May binanggit bang vacuum? Wala naman po. P gauge lang po. Hindi naman sinabing vacuum. So therefore, si P gauge natin 90 centimeter Hg. I-convert natin into mmHg in every 760 mmHg, meron tayong 76 centimeter Hg. Plus, yung ating atmospheric pressure na 760 mmHg. So what is our absolute pressure po? 90 times 760 divided by 76 plus 760. So what is our answer, mga idol? Anyone po?
1660 po.
Very good. 1660. Anong unit natin, idol? O, anong unit? Very good, Mavis. Mm or millimeter of mercury. So we have 1660 millimeter of mercury. Pero balik tayo dun sa problem. Sabi daw po sa problem, convert the following pressure to kilopascal. So gagawin pa po natin siyang kilopascal. So converting po to kilopascal, sabi daw po in every 760 mmHg ay merong 1 atmosphere. In every 1 atmosphere, meron po tayong 101.325 kilopascal. So our answer will be nag-convert lang tayo, mga idol. Anyone po? 101.325 to.
221
Very good. 221.3151316 kilopascal. So this is our answer for letter A. So letter A po natin, ang sagot po natin ay 221.24 kilopascal. Let's try having letter B naman po. Ang sabi po sa letter B, ang i-convert naman po natin is 40 centimeter mercury, pero siya po ay vacuum. 40 centimeter mercury, pero siya naman po ay vacuum. So again, balik tayo. Kumpletuhin na ulit natin yung from the given para hindi nakakalito. Okay, given po natin, meron tayo ditong P atmosphere na equal kay 760 mm Hg. Meron po tayong P gauge na 40 centimeter Baka mag-iba na naman. 40 centimeter mercury, pero ito daw po ay vacuum. Anong ginagawa natin kapag vacuum? Alisa, tama yung sinasabi mo. Anong ginagawa?
Negative po.
Very good. Ine-negative lang po natin. So, diretso pa rin tayo sa ating, tapos ang required natin ay ang ating P absolute. And P absolute is equal to P gauge plus P ATM. Dahil vacuum, yung P gauge natin ay magiging negative. So, ating substitute na po, P absolute is equal to P gauge natin, negative 40 centimeter ng mercury. Conversion factor po natin in every 76 centimeter mercury ay meron tayong 760 mm Hg. Plus yung ating atmospheric pressure na 760 mm Hg po. Answer po natin,
7:30 po.
700. Are you sure? 40?
$360 po.
Yun. 360 mm Hg. So confirming 40 times 760 divided by 76 is 400 minus 760 is equal to 360. 360 mm Hg. Converting to kilopascal again in every 760 mm Hg, meron tayong 101.325 kilopascal. So what will be our answer po?
47.99605.260 po.
So 47.99605.263 unit po natin kilo pascal. Solve na ang letter B. So letter B po natin 47.99 or simply 48 kilo pascal. Okay? So yun, 48 kilopascal. O let's try naman letter C, 100 PSIG. O dito na lang si Sir magsulat. Yan na naman. Kung saan na naman nagsusulat. Kaya nagkakagulo-gulo. Okay. So gagawin lang natin to, papalitan natin ito. Same pa rin naman po yung ibang details. 100 PSIG. So ito ay 100 PSIG. Pag sinabi pong PSIG, that is PSI na naka-gauge naman po. Alright? So 100 PSIG ang hinahanap natin. We are looking for P absolute. P absolute is equal to PG plus PATM. So let us convert po. What do you want to convert? Going to mmHg or going to PSI? What do you prefer? Anyone? Let's go, Darlene. What do you want?
MMHG po.
Okay, let's still go to mmHg. So let's convert. So P absolute is equal to 100 PSIG times in every 14.7 PSI. So ito yung binigay kong conversion kanina. No, sasauloy ng conversion. PSI is equal to 760 mm Hg plus 760 mm Hg. Cancel, cancel. This will be equal to
5,930.
let's go, Dwayne. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dwayne.
Kaya 5,930.068,027,1088 po.
Okay. Ibang akin. Babay po 100 times 760 divided by 14.7 plus 760. Please reconfirm po. Anong iyong sagot, Idol Dwayne?
Sir, 5,930.0.
Ayun, 5,930.068027 ang unit natin ni mmHg. But still, we need to convert into kilopascal, 0.325 in every 760 mmHg. So times 101.325 divided by 760 is equal to 790.6107143 kilopascal. So this is our answer po. So checking, so we have here 790.83 kilopascal. Okay? So on our next meeting, pag-uusapan naman po natin ay ang temperature. And I forgot to say po, no, yung inyo pong module, yung inyo pong yung inyong problem set, I have come to a decision po na ang gagawin kong problem set ninyo ay lahat po ng try this na atin pong itatry din namang sagutan sa inyong module. Ibig sabihin, wala nang additional problem akong ibibigay, yung ating mga tinatry lang, yun yung inyong magiging problem set. And I also promise po, pagdating sa exam, sa module lang po kukuha si sir ng e-exam. So pwedeng mabago yung unit, pwedeng mabago lang yung value, pero same po kung ano lang yung nasa module. Okay? So question for now. Question, clarification? Wala. So si sir ay let's go Mark. Go ahead Mark.
Sir, pag po nag-problem set po tayo or nagawa, ganyan din pong kukumpletuhin po yung decimals.
Opo, pero final answer should be final answer lang po ang magiging 4 decimal unit. Pero sa solution, kompletong decimal po. Okay? Alright. So, ano nga to? Yun, si sir ay humihingi ng pasensya kanina kung nalito ang sir sa pagsusulat ng values. No? So, siguro sa susunod, idadalawahin ko yung aking hawak na screen para kita ko yung problem at kita ko rin yung sinusulatan ko. Okay? So, kung walang tanong, everyone, yes, Dardine, go ahead.
Sir, printed copy din po yung sa module o